Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are setting aside the usual chatter and really strapping in for an extraordinary journey.
It's a big one today.
It really is. We're going into what our source material calls the foundational secrets of conscious co-creation. And you, the listener, you've given us this incredible, comprehensive guide that details how we interact with reality at its most fundamental level.
And we have to be clear from the start, this isn't about simple wishful thinking.
No, absolutely not. We are moving way beyond the superficial today and diving deep into the intricate mechanics of how the universe actually operates.
And more importantly, how you operate within it.
Exactly.
The core idea we're unpacking is, well, it's transformative. It's this. The universe is not silent. It's not a void.
It's listening.
It's listening, it's responding, and it's mirroring back the energy you consistently broadcast.
And we're going to treat this process today not as some vague philosophical concept, but what should you call it? An engineering problem.
A genuine engineering problem. Our source material gives us a systematic approach, right? It lays out 7 critical concepts.
7 of them.
And when you understand and apply them, you move from, passive dreaming to intentional, active broadcasting of your desires.
So our mission for this deep dive is, I think, mastery.
It has to be.
We want to understand the precise internal mechanism for talking to the universe, a conversation that's built not on, desperation.
No, that's the wrong frequency entirely.
But on certainty.
Yeah.
And we have this guide covering everything from, vibrational reality, the need for absolute clarity.
So the power of belief is a literal transmitter, and then those really tough phases of trust and receiving.
Right.
Exactly. We're aiming to give you a detailed blueprint of your own internal broadcast system.
I love that. A broadcast system.
Because that's what it is. You have to stop thinking of your thoughts and emotions as just background noise.
They're not passive.
Not at all. They are concrete, energetic signals. And the goal is energetic clarity.
So you stop sending out these vague, mixed signals that just produce, confusing results.
And you start sending the clear magnetic frequency of what you've already decided you desire. That's the difference between hoping and co-creating.
Okay, let's just unpack this immediately. Let's start with that foundational truth, which the guide calls the vibrational nature of reality. If we're treating this as an engineering problem, this is chapter 1, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Understanding the physical laws that govern the entire system.
So where do we begin?
It's an essential starting point.
Yeah.
You have to fundamentally recognize that everything is energy, and all energy vibrates.
Everything.
Everything. The universe, according to this perspective, it's not static or random. It's not passive.
It's alive.
It's alive with rhythm, with intelligence, and an incredibly intricate vibrational structure. It's a living system of frequencies.
And what's so crucial here, as the source points out, is that this isn't just metaphysical woo-woo.
No, not at all.
This idea is actually supported by observations in quantum physics.
It is. The idea that matter, when you look at it at the subatomic level, is far from solid.
Right, particles flickering in and out of existence.
Exactly. They exist in a state of pure potential before an observer, collapses that wave function.
Yeah.
Everything is in constant motion.
And that motion is what we measure as vibration or frequency.
Precisely. So if we can just accept that we and everything around us are simply energy oscillating at different rates,
Then frequency becomes the language.
it becomes our primary language.
Yeah.
It's the only language that matters in this conversation.
So let's talk about that language, high and low frequencies.
It's a spectrum. High-frequency vibrations are the energetic signature of expansion.
So that feels like what? Joy, love, clarity.
Passion, abundance, gratitude, all of those expansive states.
And on the other end,
Low frequencies, they're associated with contraction. That's the feeling of heaviness, fear, doubt, stagnation, worry.
that stuck feeling.
That's the one. That's a low-frequency state.
And the really fascinating insight here is that this spectrum doesn't stop at, tables and chairs.
Not at all.
It defines our entire internal world, our thoughts, our emotions, our intentions. They all carry a specific frequency.
And that frequency determines what you attract and, just as importantly, what you repel.
Okay, so this is where the engineering part really begins.
It is. Because your thoughts, according to the source material, are far from being passive ideas just floating around in your head.
They're described as potent, energetic signals.
Right. Literally emitted like a broadcast from a transmitter.
Right.
And that transmitter is your mind.
And the universe is the receiver.
It's more like a vast instantaneous mirror. It just reflects back the nature and the quality of the signal you consistently broadcast.
Okay, so if thoughts are the signal, where does the power come from? The source material says emotions are the amplifier.
An exponential amplifier, that's a key distinction.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, a thought that you just hold intellectually, like a casual wish, it carries almost no weight. It's a very weak signal. But that same thought, when you infuse it with a powerful emotion, say, a desire that is just deeply felt and emotionally charged with the feeling of certainty,
Then it gets stronger.
exponentially more powerful.
Yeah.
And magnetic. The emotional charge is what makes the signal vivid, sharp, and receivable by the universe.
So the core message the universe is actually getting, it's not the words we say out loud or even the logical structure of the thought.
Nope.
It's the feeling, it's the vibration behind the thought.
That's it. The source states it so clearly. The universe responds to vibration, not words.
And that is the essential insight. That's what separates, effective co-creation from just hoping.
It's why affirmations fail for so many people.
Explain that.
Well, consider a person who is constantly repeating, I am attracting wealth and abundance. They say the words over and over.
Right.
But secretly, deep down, they're holding a core belief that's just laced with anxiety or desperation.
Like, I'm not skilled enough, or money is so hard to come by.
Exactly. So the overall energetic signal they're actually emitting is one of lack and desperation, not abundance.
The words are completely contradicted by the energy.
And the universe, which only responds to the vibration, just reflects the lack right back at them.
That makes perfect sense. It's the inner certainty that aligns the signal.
It have to be aligned.
So if someone holds a calm, confident belief that, say, abundance is their natural state and their ideas have value,
Then their thoughts just naturally become expressions of that internal alignment.
and that alignment emits a high-frequency, clear signal.
And then what happens? Opportunities and resources start flowing in.
Because they're vibrationally congruent. It's not luck, it's physics.
That's the core realization of this whole section. Manifestation is not about forcing or begging or trying to convince the universe.
It's about becoming.
It's about becoming vibrationally aligned with what you already desire. If you want love, you have to embody the frequency of love and self-acceptance first.
Not after you find someone.
Before. If you seek success, you have to emit the vibration of clarity and competence and confidence long before the evidence shows up.
Okay, but that raises a huge challenge. I'm thinking of our listener who might be feeling really stuck right now. Stuck in an emotional baseline of frustration or anxiety. Practically, how do you shift that vibration when you feel anchored by those low-frequency emotions?
The source material gives a very clear two-step process. Step one is simply awareness.
Just noticing.
You cannot change a signal you haven't observed. This means you have to commit to an objective observation of your inner state all day long.
Not just your thoughts, but the feeling underneath them.
The feelings are the most honest indicator. They're immediate data on your current vibrational state.
So you just ask yourself, am I operating from a place of hopeful expectation? Or is my underlying feeling anxiety, dread, or resentment?
And that check-in gives you immediate, honest data on the signal you are broadcasting.
That awareness is so crucial, turning the subconscious into the conscious. Okay, so once we have that data, we move to step 2.
Conscious recalibration.
I like that.
This is actively and deliberately choosing practices that lift the vibration. It's like you're adjusting a dial on a complex machine.
And the source material really emphasizes emotional resonance here.
It does. Gratitude, for example. It's identified as one of the highest frequency states a human can experience.
Why is that?
Because it instantly focuses your attention on what's present and what's sufficient rather than what's lacking.
So genuine, felt appreciation.
It has to be felt. It shifts the entire energetic field. This also includes things like kindness, forgiveness, or just being in a creative flow state.
And we're not talking about like forced performative gratitude. I'm grateful for my pen.
No. It has to be authentic. It has to root you in this moment.
And the source reminds us that this isn't just a mental game, it's physical too.
We are holistic systems.
Yeah.
Physical alignment absolutely matters. Consistent movement, nourishing food, quality sleep.
Our body, mind, and spirit are one unified field of energy.
Right. And if you neglect one part of the system, you lower the frequency of the whole thing.
And this brings us to what might be the most important point of this whole section, consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
The universe responds to your dominant vibration.
So your results are determined by the emotional tone you carry most of the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when you're not actively thinking about your desires. It's your default setting.
So an occasional high-frequency spike from, say, a good meditation session won't override a steady, low-frequency hum of worry that's running all day.
You can't fake your baseline frequency. But, and this is the important part, through consistent daily practice of awareness and recalibration,
You can actually change it.
you can fundamentally shift it and make that new, higher frequency your natural default state.
The sources mention visualization as a key tool here,
Yeah.
but not just making mental pictures.
No, that's just step one. It's about feeling the joy, the relief, the pride of the outcome as if it's already here.
Why is the feeling part so critical?
Because that feeling programs the subconscious mind. It teaches your body and your subconscious to expect and accept the new reality as normal.
And that state of expectation is the foundation for everything that comes next.
And one final note on this section, environmental influence.
The people, the media you consume.
The news, the places you go, they all carry frequencies that affect your personal energetic field.
So consciously choosing relationships and environments that uplift you isn't a luxury.
It's essential resource protection. You have to protect your energy. It's your most valuable asset in this conversation.
Absolutely. You have to speak in frequency, not just words. And that brings us perfectly into section 2. Because once you've tuned your radio dial, your vibration, you need to know exactly what message you're sending. So let's talk about the blueprint. Setting clear and aligned intentions.
This is so critical. If that vibrational frequency we just talked about is the fuel,
The power source.
right, then intention is the structure. It's the precise blueprint you are sending out.
And the guide is really clear on this. Without a clear intention, all that wonderful energy you've cultivated just gets scattered.
Suffused, like using a weak flashlight instead of a focused laser beam.
So the energy gets used up, but the universe receives this vague, fuzzy signal.
Which leads to vague, often unsatisfying results.
This highlights such a massive common mistake. People confuse desire with intention.
All the time.
They wish for these vague states, I want to be happy, I want love, I want more money.
These are valid feelings, but they're not directives. They're undefined. They remain as feelings instead of becoming tangible forms the universe can organize around.
So intention is what moves us past that passive desire.
And into conscious creation. It's an active declaration, a commitment.
It's saying, this is what I choose to bring into my reality.
Not, I really hope this happens to me. It has to come from a grounded place of knowing, not desperation.
If desperation is there, the source says, it nullifies the whole intention.
Because the underlying frequency is lack. It's a contradiction.
The quantum connection here is so fascinating, bringing it back to that engineering frame.
It is.
Intention acts as the conscious magnet that starts pulling from that field of infinite potential.
The quantum field, yes.
And it collapses one specific desired probability into a physical, tangible reality.
You are literally structuring reality from the chaos of potential. It's an incredible power.
So to do that, we need rigor. And the sources detail the anatomy of a powerful intention, breaking it down into 3 non-negotiable elements.
Non-negotiable is the right word.
Okay, element 1, specificity.
We have to stop being generalists.
If you want money, you need to define the amount, the timeline, maybe even the source or purpose.
Exactly. The source suggests replacing I want more money with something like I am receiving $10,000 a month consistently from my creative consulting work.
You even add the why in there, which allows me freedom.
The universe and your own subconscious guidance system needs that level of detail to lock onto the signal.
Okay, element 2, present tense language.
This is absolutely critical. It bypasses the logical, doubting mind.
So the intention has to be phrased as if it's already happening right now.
Right now, I am living in my ideal, light-filled apartment.
Not, I will live in my dream home.
Because the future tense always implies lack.
Yeah.
It keeps the desire perpetually out of reach.
But the present tense reinforces the feeling that you are already the person who has this reality.
Which strengthens that high frequency we talked about in section 1.
And that leads to element 3, which is the bridge between the blueprint and the fuel. Emotional alignment.
You have to attach the feeling of fulfillment to the intention.
So before you even finalize it, you ask yourself, how would I feel if this were undeniably real right now?
And then you deliberately embody that feeling. The universe speaks emotion fluently, and that emotion is the signature of your readiness to receive.
Okay, so once that structure is built specific, present tense, emotionally charged, we have to ensure its integrity.
Yes. Intention without alignment to your core values. The source likens it to building a house on a weak foundation.
It won't hold the energy. It'll collapse.
It won't hold. You have to scrutinize the why behind your desire.
Is it rooted in your authentic truth? Or is it driven by fear or societal pressure or needing validation from someone?
This is that ego versus soul dynamic.
Right. So if someone desires, say, massive public fame just to prove their worth to their parents.
That intention is carrying the energy of insecurity and lack. It might attract attention, sure, but it will be unstable and deeply unsatisfying.
But if the intention is, I desire a platform to share my knowledge and support causes that matter to me.
That resonates at a much higher, cleaner frequency. It's about expansion and contribution, not filling a hole. Core values make the intention magnetic.
And then sustaining that intention requires focus. But the guide is very careful to define this as devotion, not obsession.
A critical distinction.
What's the difference?
Obsession is frantic, it's anxious, it's chasing, it's driven by a feeling of lack. Devotion is steady, calm attention.
So it's the act of just concentrating your energy in one direction, keeping that blueprint alive in your consciousness.
And you do that through daily rituals, scripting, journaling, consistent, felt visualization.
So you're not frantically chasing it, you're tending to it.
Like a garden. You're making it familiar and eventually inevitable to your subconscious.
But this leads to a common point of confusion, and I want to challenge this a bit.
Please.
How do we marry that need for extreme specificity with the need to avoid rigid expectation? They seem contradictory.
That is an excellent point, and the distinction is so important. Rigid expectation is demanding that the intention manifests in one specific way or on one specific timeline.
And that creates tension.
And doubt, which immediately lowers the vibration. A truly potent intention is powerful, but it's also flexible.
So it's firm in the vision, the what, and the why.
But completely relaxed about the how and the when.
I really like that framing. Set the direction, but let go of the path.
That's it. If your intention is a fulfilling career using your artistic talent, you allow the universe to deliver that through a job or a freelance gig or a new niche you hadn't even considered.
That openness allows the universe to surprise you with outcomes that are often way better than what our limited minds could have engineered.
And because we're always evolving, our intentions have to be living documents too.
They can't be set in stone.
No. The source recommends regularly revisiting them, maybe every few weeks, just to ensure they still resonate with the current version of you, not the person you were 6 months ago.
And finally, to sustain this, you need to anchor the intention into your environment.
Yes, the environment is a silent partner in all of this.
Vision boards are the classic tool.
But it goes deeper. It's about surrounding your space with objects and images that genuinely evoke the feeling of your desired life.
Even your digital spaces.
Absolutely. Your phone wallpaper, a music playlist that embodies success for you, even how you organize your desk to reflect the productivity you want.
So your environment becomes a constant, silent affirmation, reinforcing that blueprint to your subconscious every single moment.
So setting a clear, aligned intention. It's turning a passive inner wish into an active, focused invitation to the universe.
You're declaring, this is who I am becoming. This is my chosen reality.
But that invitation needs power behind it. And when that clear intention meets a consistently high vibration.
The universe starts rearranging itself to meet you.
Absolutely. Intention is the signal fired into the sky. But that signal still needs a power source, a deep, unshakable certainty.
And that power source is belief.
Which propels us right into section 3.
The inner engine, the power of belief. This is, I think, often the most challenging part for people.
It is, because we're diving deep into the engine room of subconscious programming. This is where most people hold their biggest blocks.
So if intention is the message and vibration is the frequency.
Belief is the literal transmitter that determines the strength, the consistency, and the reach of that signal.
So without deep belief, intentions are just hollow words.
Hollow words, and the vibration is unstable. Belief is the magnetic force that pulls thought into concrete, physical form.
And it does more than just influence what we attract. It fundamentally defines what we even perceive as possible for us.
Yes. If you hold a deep-seated, maybe even generational belief that money is hard to come by, or that success requires extreme struggle,
your subconscious programming will work tirelessly against every single effort you make to affirm wealth or ease.
the result is unconscious self-sabotage.
You'll energetically repel opportunities. You'll miss the signals.
Or you'll find clever ways to destabilize any success you do achieve, because your core belief system is just laced with resistance.
The external reality has to mirror the internal certainty.
It has to. Conversely, if you truly believe opportunities are abundant and that you are inherently supported, your energy stays open and receptive.
And the universe just reflects that openness and ease back to you.
The sources ground this in something we can actually observe in neuroscience.
The reticular activating system, or the RAS?
The RAS.
Yes.
It's our brain's sophisticated filtering mechanism.
And its job is not to find objective truth.
No. Its job is to scan the environment for evidence that validates and supports our existing beliefs.
So if you believe good things always happen to you.
Your RAS will highlight synchronicities, opportunities, and positive outcomes. It will literally point them out to you.
But if you believe life is hostile or unfair,
your RAS will point out every single setback, every delay, every perceived injustice.
So your belief system stabilizes your frequency, and if that belief is shaky, the signal wavers and your own brain filters out the opportunities that are aligned with your desire.
It's confirmation bias, acting as a manifestation blocker or an accelerator.
And here's the core truth that, according to the sources, changes absolutely everything.
It's a game changer.
Belief is a choice.
It is a choice. Most people operate under the assumption that they need to see proof, physical evidence, before they can afford to believe.
But the universe operates on the reverse schedule.
Completely reverse.
Yeah.
Belief is the seed, evidence is the fruit.
So waiting for evidence before choosing to believe is actively delaying the entire manifestation process.
You're putting the cart before the horse. The most powerful co-creators operate from energetic faith.
They decide to believe in advance, without needing the proof.
They embody the certainty, the feeling of the end result, long before the world reflects it back to them.
Now, for the listener who's facing that challenge, the person with decades of conflicting evidence, that's hard.
It is hard, and we have to acknowledge that. You don't have to overhaul your entire belief system overnight. The process is incremental.
So what do?
You choose one new, empowering belief that directly supports your current intention. Just one.
And you nurture it.
You nurture it, you affirm it, and most importantly, you actively look for even the smallest, most minute pieces of evidence to support that new belief.
That conscious search for supportive evidence is how you reprogram the RAS.
Exactly. It's like strength training for the muscle of belief.
But first, we have to identify the limiting beliefs that are currently running the system.
The old software.
These programs that are often subconscious, rooted in past failures, childhood conditioning.
Societal pressure.
The classics, right? I'm not good enough. Successes for other people. My best years are behind me.
And we have to remember, these are not objective facts. They're just outdated stories you adopted a long time ago.
So the process requires rigorous self-inquiry.
Ongoing. You have to pay extreme attention to your inner dialogue.
Especially those little but responses that pop up right after you said a powerful intention.
That's the tell. I intend to start my own business, but what if I fail like last time?
That but is the limiting belief surfacing.
And you have to challenge it. Is this belief absolutely 100% true? Where did it come from? What belief would serve the person I am becoming better?
And then you replace it.
Through repetition, affirmation, and most importantly, feeling it. It's a conscious, targeted effort to rewrite that software until the new belief feels normal.
And then it will naturally produce new congruent results.
Let's synthesize sections 2 and 3 here for a moment.
Okay.
Belief plus intention equals the activation switch.
So intentions are just hollow blueprints without the stabilizing foundation of belief.
This is the root of the contradiction that sabotages so many people. They'll declare, I'm ready for a healthy, committed partnership.
While secretly, fundamentally believing, I'll always be abandoned.
And the outer world has to mirror the inner certainty. It mirrors the doubt, not the surface-level wish.
And emotion is the essential glue here.
It is. If you affirm a new belief like, I am worthy of success, but it feels like a hollow lie when you say it.
You have to attach that belief to a high-frequency emotion. Pride, joy, gratitude, ease.
When you feel the belief deeply, you move beyond just repeating words. You're embodying the new frequency.
And this is why tools like visualization, gratitude, and even powerful music are so effective.
They're tools to create emotional resonance with the desired beliefs. When a belief is felt deeply, the universe listens loudly because the signal is clear, strong, and consistent.
So the ultimate goal here is really about realigning your entire identity.
It is. To create lasting systemic change, you have to adopt the beliefs, the thoughts, and the habits of the person who already lives the reality you desire.
So you ask yourself, if my dream had already come true yesterday, what would I believe about myself and about life right now?
And then you begin to act and think and feel from that future version of yourself.
And that's the moment of true alignment.
Because the universe responds to who you are being right now, not who you were yesterday or who you hope to be tomorrow. This identity shift is the profound inner engine of co-creation.
That sets us up perfectly for the entire practical application phase in Section 4. This is about the active conversation.
The process. Asking, trusting, receiving, and crucially, handling the inevitable speed bumps along the way.
Right.
This section covers the final 4 critical phases, chapters 4 through 7 in the guide, and it takes us through the practical deployment of everything we've established.
So we start with Chapter 4, asking with clarity and confidence.
Asking is a focused communication with the field of consciousness. And the source says clarity is energetic precision.
It's the moment you finalize the blueprint and press send.
And again, vagueness in asking guarantees vague results.
It's like that restaurant analogy. You don't walk in and just say, I'll have food.
Exactly. The universe, as your waiter, is confused. What kind? When? The universe can't align with what you vaguely want.
It aligns with what you clearly and confidently request.
Because the clarity of your ask is a function of the clarity of your own internal alignment.
And clarity begins with self-honesty.
Ruthless honesty. What do I really want at my core? Free from external pressure, free from fear.
Asking from that place of core desire carries so much more energetic weight.
To ensure that precision, the guide gives us the clarity formula.
Okay, what is it?
It's what plus why plus feeling clear request.
So the specific details of the what.
I am now working in a fully remote role focused on sustainable development.
Connected to a strong, resonant why.
Because it allows me to contribute meaningfully and spend more time with my family.
And then infused with the feeling of the end result.
Joy, freedom, peace. That triple lock creates the clearest possible signal.
And this has to be asked from a place of trust.
If belief is the anchor, the request has to be launched from that anchor, asking from doubt. It's like launching a missile and then hitting the self-destruct button.
So how do you do that? The guide talks about the single ask.
Yes, you ask once, clearly, intentionally, with deep emotion, and then you immediately move into a state of expectation.
You trust the answer is already in motion.
Your job is now just to remain vibrationally aligned, not to chase or control the outcome.
And that brings us to a crucial warning: avoiding over-asking.
Yes. Repeating the request out of anxiety just reinforces your doubt.
It signals to the universe, I don't believe you heard me, or I don't believe I'm worthy of
It
it.
just signals lack. And you have to avoid conflicting requests too, asking for success one day and then fearing the visibility that comes with it the next.
Mixed signals, mixed results.
Always. But while the energy does the heavy lifting, physical movement is an essential commitment signal.
So you have to take action.
Inspired action. Steps that feel aligned, joyful, and guided by intuition.
So this isn't forced action like, I must hustle or it won't happen.
No, that's from lack. This is a flow state nudge. I suddenly feel compelled to call this person.
Action shows the universe you're serious. I believe in my request and I'm ready to meet it halfway.
And once that request is sent with clarity, the universe starts responding with signs and synchronicities.
The subtle nudges, the unexpected ideas, the repeating numbers.
Those aren't coincidences. They are echoes returning from the field, confirming your request is unfolding and resources are being mobilized.
From asking, we go to Chapter 5, trusting the incubation phase.
And as you said, this is often the hardest part for people, the space between the clear ask and the visible receiving.
The source calls it the vibrational incubation phase.
I love that term. It's where the energy of the desire crystallizes in the physical world.
The classic analogy in the source is the seed analogy.
And it's so powerful. You plant the seed, you water it, and then you have to trust the soil and the sun. You don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing.
So if you don't see immediate physical results, it doesn't mean it isn't working.
It just means the universe is busy rearranging circumstances invisibly behind the scenes, often in ways you could never anticipate.
The primary resistance trap here is trying to control the how and the when.
Yes. When you obsess over how will I make that money or when will they arrive, those questions carry the dense energy of doubt and tension.
When you try to micromanage your manifestation, you're basically telling the universe, I don't trust you.
So I'll intervene. And that intervention blocks the very flow that's trying to reach you.
The universe isn't bound by our logical timeline, is it?
Not at all. It responds only to frequency, not our sense of urgency. When you genuinely let go and say, I trust the divine timing, you become an open vessel.
This leads us to detachment, which the source calls the master key during incubation.
It really is. And detachment doesn't mean you stop caring.
What does it mean then?
It means you care enough to ask, but you're detached enough to know that your happiness, your peace, your worth, they are all independent of the outcome.
You are whole and complete either way.
And that confidence signals genuine worthiness. It opens the space for flow.
Like the clenched fist analogy in the source.
Exactly. If your fist is clenched, expecting it to arrive in one specific way, the flow just spills out. If your hand is open and receptive, the flow can enter freely.
But doubt will inevitably surface. It's part of being human.
It is.
So what does the guide say about navigating that doubt, the anxiety of waiting?
First, recognize that doubt is just a thought, not a truth. It's an old energetic habit. Second, use your previous successes, no matter how small, as emotional anchors.
So you remind yourself, if I manifested that parking spot or that idea, then this greater manifestation is also guaranteed.
Exactly. And third, the powerful tool of reframing, through journaling or just mental practice.
So when the fear comes up, it's taking too long, it's not working, you immediately state the counterbelief.
Right. Everything arrives in divine, perfect timing for my highest good. Or, what if this delay means the universe is setting me up for something even better?
You don't force faith, you just choose it more often than you choose fear.
And the profound realization in this phase is that your desire is already complete in the energetic realm.
The delay is rarely the universe's unwillingness.
It's our own internal resistance, manifesting as impatience and obsession. Our job is just to close that vibrational gap.
So you trust the process, and you distinguish between inspired action and forced action.
Forced action comes from lack and tension and striving. It leads to exhaustion.
But inspired action comes from flow, the intuitive nudges that feel effortless and exciting.
Right. If you get a strong, guiding urge to contact someone or learn a new skill, follow it, even if it doesn't make logical sense. It's the path of least resistance.
And when you do that, you start noticing the synchronicities.
Acknowledge them. Feel the gratitude. Say thank you.
Right.
They are tangible evidence that your frequency is aligning and the energetic wheels are turning.
Trust is a daily practice, isn't it? A muscle.
It has to be exercised by repeatedly choosing trust over fear. It gets easier when you understand the universe isn't testing you. It's guiding you. Your job is just to hold the vibration.
Hold it long enough for the physical world to catch up.
Exactly.
And when it does catch up, we move to Chapter 6, Receiving and Acknowledging Manifestations. This sounds like the easy part.
It sounds like it, but the guide notes that many people unknowingly resist the very things they've asked for.
How is that possible?
It stems from disbelief, feelings of unworthiness, or a rigid attachment to how it should have arrived.
So receiving is an energy in itself.
It's the energetic opposite of striving and pushing. The energy of receiving is pure receptivity. Soft, open, available. You have to cultivate the art of being ready to accept.
Let's list the major blocks to receiving. Recognizing them is key.
Okay, 1. Disbelief and unworthiness. If you secretly believe you don't deserve it, you will unconsciously sabotage it or reject it when it appears.
2. Rigid expectation of the form.
Right. If you're fixated that your new income must come from a bonus at your old job, you'll miss the better opportunity that shows up as a new client with a huge contract.
And 3. Lack of presence.
Yes. Manifestations don't always arrive with a marching band. They can be subtle shifts, quiet opportunities. If your mind is racing with worry, you're not present enough to notice the gift.
This is where gratitude comes back in, as the gateway to receiving.
It's the vital bridge between asking and receiving.
How so?
When you express sincere appreciation for even the small shifts, the synchronicities, the small wins, you are actively telling the universe, yes, I recognize this, I see it, I'm ready for more.
Gratitude instantly tunes your frequency to abundance.
You shift from focusing on lack to aligning with presence, and what you focus on expands.
And when a major manifestation arrives, the journey isn't over. It requires integration.
Yes, the source says you must celebrate it, not out of vanity, but as a vibrational anchoring mechanism.
You're locking in the feeling that this new reality is now normal for you.
Which opens the floodgates for even larger manifestations. Integration is about making the new reality stick.
By aligning your identity and your habits to it.
Exactly. If you manifested a new income level, you have to adjust your financial habits to match. If you manifested a healthy relationship, you have to show up with healthy communication habits.
You have to act like someone who deserves it.
And the universe will reinforce that deserving.
That sets us up for the final piece, Chapter 7, Handling Setbacks and Recalibration. Because no journey is perfectly smooth.
The source is so clear about this. The manifestation path is not linear. It's a spiral.
Setbacks are not failures. They're not punishments.
They are necessary invitations to deepen your alignment and refine your blueprint. A delay is not a denial.
The slingshot metaphor comes in here.
It's perfect. You're often pulled back, a temporary setback, not to be held back, but to be launched forward with greater force and clarity once the internal alignment is secure.
So what are these setbacks actually trying to show us? How do we use them as diagnostic tools?
They're powerful signals. A pure delay might mean the universe is orchestrating a significantly better version of your desire than you asked for.
Or that you're not internally ready for it yet.
Right. The self-inquiry should be, am I truly ready to receive and sustain this fully, or would this overwhelm me right now?
And what about emotional setbacks? The sudden wave of anxiety or discouragement.
Those are natural waves. The key is to not identify with them. You feel off track, you immediately revisit your belief system, you gently course correct.
And external challenges, a financial loss, a job falling through.
These painful events often act as necessary catalysts. They force you to realign and release whatever was blocking your path, a toxic connection, an outdated self-image.
So we have to reframe them as breakthroughs in disguise, not dead ends.
Alignment isn't about perfection. It's about real-time, non-judgmental recalibration, like a pilot constantly adjusting the flight path.
So how do we stay centered and recalibrate when the outside world feels chaotic?
First step is an immediate return to presence. Stop the spiral. Breathe. Come back to the moment and ask, what is true right now?
Presence dissolves that future fear.
Then reaffirm your why. Go back to the emotional and spiritual roots of your desire. The deeper your why, the stronger your resilience.
And using those setbacks as mirrors is transformative.
Instead of resisting, you ask, what is this situation trying to show me about my energy, my beliefs, my habits? That shifts you from victimhood to active transformation.
You shift from resistance to curiosity.
Yes. Instead of fighting it, you ask, what if this is exactly what I needed?
Yeah.
How might this redirect me to something better? Curiosity is so much more empowering than control.
The guide provides a quick-fire toolkit for regaining alignment.
Yes, the essential toolkit. Visualization reboot. 10 minutes to vividly see and embody the original vision again.
Gratitude reset.
Immediately list 5 things you're grateful for right now and feel that energetic shift.
Movement and breath work.
Energy gets stuck in the body. A simple walk, a burst of exercise, or deep conscious breathing shifts the state instantly.
And finally, spiritual reconnection.
A meditation, a prayer, or even an audible declaration. I release this fear and doubt, and I trust that what is best for me is already in motion.
So resilience isn't about being rigid or tough, it's about being elastic.
The ability to bend, to fall, to learn the lesson, and to rise again stronger and more aligned than before.
And the mastery truth to remember during any setback is this.
The universe responds to who you are being right now. If you can stay in alignment, certainty, and trust, even when the results are invisible, you demonstrate true mastery.
You hold the aligned vibration until the physical catches up.
You cannot truly mess it up. You can only temporarily introduce resistance that delays the outcome.
We've covered the full spectrum here, from the microscopic vibration of energy to the global trust needed during that incubation period.
We have.
And we've learned we are not simply speaking to some distant cosmic force. We are a living, conscious expression of the universe, becoming aware of its own creative power.
The journey has moved us past simply using techniques and into genuine embodiment.
Visualization, scripting, they're useful tools.
Incredibly useful. But the true lasting power is in becoming the mindset of abundance, becoming the loving and worthy version of yourself.
When you consistently embody the energy of your desires, you collapse that illusion of separation between you and what you're seeking.
You're no longer trying to manifest. You just become a natural magnet for the reality that matches your stabilized high frequency.
You're not just a student of this anymore. You're the master of your frequency, the artist of your reality.
To talk to the universe is simply to remember who you are. A frequency, a soul, a spark of divine intelligence.
When you speak with aligned thought, emotion, and intention, you are literally commanding reality to shape itself around your truth.
This is conscious co-creation at its finest.
You walk forward now not to chase anything, but to express what is already within you.
You trust because you have met your own power and you understand the engineering behind the process.
You speak to the universe with quiet, consistent confidence, and you listen for the guidance rising from your own intuition.
And this leads us to the final, profound realization of this entire deep dive.
Which is?
You are not separate from the universe.
Yeah.
You are the universe, made conscious, creative, and capable of infinite intentional change.
The core takeaway is clear. To talk to the universe is to remember who you are.
And to change your frequency is to change your world.
And with that, let us leave you with this final, provocative thought to carry into your day.
You realize now that you have always been in conversation with reality. Every thought, every dominant emotion, every small action was a message.
And every moment of your life was a mirror reflecting that broadcast back to you.
The universe is still listening right now. What will you choose to declare next, knowing the clarity and certainty required?